Are you ready? Time over. You win. Time over. You win. You win. All right. You win. All right. That's cool. You win. All right. That's cool. Time over. You win. All right. That's time over. You win. All right. That's cool. Time over. You win. All right. That's time over. You win. All right. That's cool. You win. All right. Time over. You win. All right. That's cool. 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 You win. Alright, that's cool. You win. Time over. You win. Alright, that's time over. You win. Alright, that's cool. 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 Time over. You win. Alright, that's time over. You win. Alright, that's cool. Time over. You win. Alright, that's cool. Time over. You win. Alright, that's cool.
Del Toro heroes could all pick I spots.
Yep.